Hello. I have a number of train videos out, and I wanted to add to those with a three-part documentary that I'm calling A Train Odyssey. It's not really all that tremendous, but I'm having fun with the name. The first part deals with how I typically get to the Amtrak trains from my home, and the second part deals with the Amtrak Cardinal train, which runs from Chicago to points east. I took it as far as Washington, D.C., but it does go further. And the third part deals with a commuter train along the Eastern Corridor, also run by Amtrak. So 3 different types of trains in a 3-part video. This continues the Cardinal trip with the second day right after breakfast when the sunlight has come up and it's possible to see the scenery. This is Huntington, West Virginia, or across from it anyway. Unfortunately, the glass is not very clean. Shooting from the half of the business class car that has business class seats in the front and the tables in the rear, and these are open to sleeper passengers or business class passengers, and it's the only part of the train you can see out both sides, so I thought this is better for shooting the scenery along the rivers on this route. Town that we just went through was actually Canova, Kentucky. We're not yet at Huntington, that's coming up. Over from Kentucky into West Virginia, and we're coming up into Huntington here. So far we've come along the Ohio River to Huntington, but at this point, instead of following the river up this way, we're going to start cutting cross country towards Charleston, West Virginia. It'll still be along a river, but it'll be a more of a tributary river. Of course, not every mile of it's along a river, but the majority of the trip through the hillier areas will be on river valleys. At 8:30 in the morning, we're passing St. Albans, which is here, so we're coming very close to Charleston already. South Charleston area. Charleston, West Virginia. This is the capital of the state. It's located at the confluence of the Elk and Kanawha rivers. leaving Charleston now and proceeding up the Kanawha River, or is it Kanawha? Be along this for quite a while now, following the river valley. Is coming into Smithers, West Virginia. So at 9:15 a.m. we've made it to Smithers. Kudzu everywhere. This is Alloy, West Virginia. just passing the town of Gauley Bridge. It's Gauley Bridge, and it's where the Kanawha River ends at the confluence of the Gauley River and the New River. I think the Gauley River is the one that just came in on the opposite side. I believe that we're now on the New River. Maybe an overlook up there.
No, it's not raining, it's just at one spot.
This is over near the Hawk's Nest area. There it is, Hawk's Nest. Hello, West Virginia Wasp.
Interesting. He's holding on for dear life, too. Oh dear. Pretty funny.
Coming up on the New River Gorge Bridge, which carries U.S. Highway 19 across the New River. The bridge opened in 1977 and is a little over 3,000 feet long. It's the third longest single-span arch bridge in the world, with an arch section about 1,700 feet long. And the bridge is about 876 feet above the New River, making it the third highest bridge in the U.S. This is the New River Gorge Bridge. It's about 3,000 feet long, about 900 feet up from the riverbed. West Virginia. Excuse me.
Sorry. Don't see too many of those semaphores left anymore.
No.
Got them all down.
This is still the New River.
Oh, we're in a big river gorge. Look. On the other side of the water there. Yeah, it's legal.
Prince, West Virginia. 11 in the morning. We're somewhere in this area. And the track is very bumpy. To Hinton, after which we're going to be going up this way. Hinton, West Virginia.
Museum. There you go.
this is still the Greenbrier River. Coming into Alderson, West Virginia. Population of a little over 1,000. Famous for having the largest 4th of July fireworks presentation in the state. It also is home to the Alderson Federal Prison Camp for minimum security female inmates. Amongst other famous notables that have been housed there are jazz singer and songwriter Billie Holiday, former Manson family member Lynette Squeaky Fromm, and television host, author, and publisher Martha Stewart. This historic station in Alderson dates from 1896.
Church in the old building. 85.
Reception.
It always tells me after we come out of the tunnel.
You notice that, huh?
Kind of a slow-witted GPS. So we're somewhere right in this area here, paralleling 63, but after Alderson. I don't think we've come up to here yet, but we've got to be getting pretty close. The next major stop will be White Sulphur Springs. This is the town of Ronceverte, or however it's pronounced. So we've passed White Sulphur Springs, which means that we've crossed the state line into Virginia now. And we got all the wonderful dirt on the window, messing up my photography. Since there's hardly anybody in this lounge section of the business class car that I've been sitting in all morning, I just went to the adjacent dining car and asked if I could take the meal back to my room and brought it here instead. So I've got some rigatoni today. Looks pretty good. There's always the fallback Fritos. So we're here in Western Virginia in the Jefferson National Forest, as denoted by the big green area on the GPS. Very pretty area. So we're right down around here somewhere. This is 311 here. So we must have just crossed it somewhere along in this area. And now apparently the train tracks veer to the north for a while. So in general we should be making our way more or less over here towards Clifton Forge. And then the next stop I believe is Staunton, which is where? Staunton up here, so we'll be making our way somewhere up along this way. And then to Charlottesville. And then I think we pretty much just beeline our way up towards Washington.
Okay, let's see if we can find her name, okay?
passing south of Covington. We're approaching Clifton Forge, Virginia. And they got an old turnstile out here.
Oh yeah?
Hadn't seen one of those in a long time.
Oh yeah. That one up by us. Freight train in. Yeah. Whole little cars. You can see them all over.
Since we left Clifton Forge, we're proceeding up in this direction just east of Highway 42, and I presume we're going to take more or less that path all the way up to Staunton here. This whole stretch of track going up to the northeast in western Virginia. The terrain is pretty, but you can't see it very well because everything's either so close to the train and flashing by quickly, or you know, it's just obscured by trees or something. So not the best part of the trip, but still better than going through some industrial landscape. This is the town of Millboro, Virginia. Like an out of balance washing machine. Well, I'm sure glad I'm not trying to sleep. We're somewhere around Craigsville. I think we may have just passed it. While we're just cruising along here, approaching Staunton, I didn't mention earlier when we were in the dining car, but unlike the double-decker dining cars on the superliners, where there's a kitchen downstairs and then most of the upstairs is dedicated to dining, on these Viewliner type cars, there is no downstairs and there isn't really any kitchen. There is kind of a bar area with sinks and so on, and it looks like all the meals are pretty much packaged like they would be for airline food. and then they must have a microwave or something, or a little convection oven maybe, that they can warm things up. But it's a very different ability to cook food that appears on the cars of this type. So now, according to the GPS, we should be pulling into Staunton. Stanton, I don't know how it's pronounced here locally. Track here between Staunton and Charlottesville. This is Waynesboro, Virginia.
The place there is beautiful. That's a beautiful big one. And,
So what town are we at here?
tourism, C-O-R-Z-E-T.
Oh, like Crozet, or
Crozet, yeah. Crozet Pizza, yeah, Crozet.
There it says Crozet Hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Building has a strange look of something that could be abandoned or could still be in use.
Over on this side was the
It's got steam coming out, so I guess it's...
On this side was the abandoned sewer.
I'm trying to figure out when my bottle's going to fall over. It gets wobbling pretty good there. Oh, there it goes.
When we had to just he did just see that right there?
Yeah.
Put up there. Wow. We're not gonna have that again. Head out. The gap is too wide. The gap is just too wide.
This is Charlottesville.
Oh, the okay, got it.
Hi, sweetheart, how are you?
Okay.
Thank you.
This is my sleeper car, but my room's on the other side. What's your pup's name?
Queen.
Queen?
Yes.
Hi, Queen.
You say hi.
Hi.
Signal indication over. Running brake test coming up. Over the running brake test coming up. Track 50 departing in Charlottesville at 15:48. Running brake test coming up.
I'm not sure how they do this brake test they've been talking about.
That's a good running brake test. Brake test 50 out.
Not sure how it worked out, but the windows here are considerably cleaner than they were in the business class car where I've been hanging out all day. Probably would have got better pictures if I just sat here, but only out the one side. Look at that, all those individual air conditioner units. So the remaining trip from Charlottesville should take us east a bit to Gordonsville here, then up to the town of Orange here, and then up to Culpeper here, then straight up to Manassas here, and then on into Washington. It's about 4 o'clock. I think the train is supposed to get in about 6:30, and I think we're running about 20 minutes late, so closer to 7. Passing through Gordonsville, Virginia. pretty sure that in Illinois and Wisconsin it's still in the fields. So this is Orange, Virginia. There is supposed to be a stop here. This is Culpeper, Virginia.
Alright. Big step down there. Big step. Big step. Alright. Take care. God bless you.
Where are we?
Manassas.
Manassas?
Yeah, there's the old feed store.
To work here.
Oh. Feed and milling, old Manassas old feed and milling.
Well, I wasn't expecting to have dinner on this trip. When I got on, they said they didn't think there would be dinner, but apparently since the train was running a little bit late, they sort of did an impromptu one-seating dinner that they didn't really announce. It was just sort of pass the word, and only a handful of people took advantage of it. And it was just leftovers from what they had the other nights, or not the other nights, but the other meals. But, so now back in my roomette at 6:15 p.m. and we're really close to the end of the trip. Come in on Alexandria from the west. Getting ready to cross the river here shortly. Which means it's time to start bundling stuff up, I think. I always wondered what it would be like to drive a large train cross country. If I could finagle a trip in a cab for that, I think I would do it. Not even totally cross country, anything of, you know, a day or so would be good. Not sure that they let that happen though.
Yeah. Ready. Go to 96 over. Yeah, go back 96.
There's our horn. I think we're going to move now.
Roger, limited clear. Limited clear, yes.
And we're moving again. Yep, that guy's got his feet up on the dashboard, got his earbuds in, chilling out.
CFXD 3126, Curl Outpost, CFB 104.0, and copied by MS Mrazek, over. Vision, bulletin. 168. Second there.
Alexandria Station.
5 affirmation, southwest dam. 26 track past the stop signal to the southwest main track. Circle line 10, dispatcher message 40714 is annulled. Circle line 11, other instructions, information. Baltimore Division Bulletin 168, dated September 21st, 2016, is canceled. MHR, over. We can run on signals, over. At DD Special Baltimore. 241024 out.
Sitting here at the Alexandria station, they advise that it's about 20 minutes into Washington Union Station, so pretty close to getting there at 7 o'clock.
We'll put 52 north. Clear in the cab is still in the 25. Time class on that 25. Yeah. Yep, transmit no one in an egg.
One thing I didn't mention so far about the Amtrak Cardinal route specifically is, unlike the trips I've previously documented to the west, it is not a daily train. It only runs, I believe, 3 times a week. I want to say Saturdays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, something like that. And then there's another trip that uses part of the same route but does not go all the way through. I don't know if it stops in Indianapolis or Cincinnati or something, that goes on the other days. Getting ready to cross the Potomac here.
Here as well. Track J20B, lunch and refuel. Roger. Track JR, Master, over. Go ahead, over. Alright, Cardinal, 161, over. Stand by. Listen out for me to the yard, Master, over. Coming to Cleveland. Cleveland's gone. Okay. Hey, Tony, you got to check in for that inbound? 1818. Master, hey, Master, releasing 7 track 2 at this time. No choppers. Roger, knock down. Roger. Come in. Hey, Brian. I'll be back up there, though.
So we're just south of the mall in DC here.
The fella's coming in.
My GPS battery is low, so it's gonna be giving me fits here. Yeah, so the train is here, stopped at the moment. The train station is up here where this road makes the little dip around it. This is the mall, with the White House being over here, the Capitol building over here, all the National Smithsonian museums being lined up along the edges of the mall here and here. A bunch of monuments over towards the west. I think the Washington Monument is somewhere around here. Anyway, I think the train is going to come and make an arc like this and cross under the mall and come straight up into the train station. Presumably most of that underground. Hello?
Everybody next to your left, okay?
Yes. I wonder if this is part of the Metro subway tunnel system. Looks like we're finally coming out of it. Yeah, the GPS has totally lost us. But we're at Union Station now. Ah, it finally figured out that we're at the station. Good. And we're here at 7:10